Alright, so in this video here I'm going to be going over a little bit of the VR-1HD video switcher from Roland. Anyways, so stick around. Let's get into this here a little bit. I'm going to be using a few different cameras, and then also I'm going to be using the vMix software. That way I can actually show how the menus and all that stuff works out, right? So let's go ahead and we'll get into, you can see the VR-1HD from Roland right here. Okay, you got your three inputs. You got your input 1, input 2, and input 3. And right now I have it hooked up to where input 1's this camera right here in front of me. Input 2 is a camera that I just have temporarily pointing at the switch box here. And then video 3 is actually the computer that I have right in front of me right now too, but I'm not going to switch to that. So what we got is, we'll go ahead and I'll put myself here. Anyway, so what we have here is this switch that's right underneath me right here. It's for the microphone 2. I only have one microphone going into it, so I don't use it, and it's all the way down. That way it's just pretty much dead as far as that goes for me. This is for microphone 1, dealing with the volume on it. And then so your signal, your peak, and this is actually the line. This is the line in. So what I have, you can see over here where my thumb is, and now where my index is, my index finger is actually, you can see a white and a red for the RCAs, and those are RCAs in. So what I did with that is, well, we'll go ahead and I'll bring this other piece up here so you can kind of see it a little bit. So what I did was I took a tablet, and then I went with my 3mm jack out, and I connected that to the RCAs. So in other words, I made my tablet into a sound effects board, and I have pre-programmed sound effects into there. That way I can go ahead, I can hit sound effects during my video recording, and that way I have to do as least amount of editing as possible, and that makes video turnarounds much quicker, easier, everything. So that's why the Roland VR-1HD streaming mixer is awesome. It's not cheap, but it's worth every penny. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll go back into picture-in-picture over here. So what we have is you have a voice changer. I don't even remember what this one is. I don't use these over here, to be honest with you. There's applause and stuff and reverb, but I don't use these buttons over here. This is not really anything that matters anything to me, because I can go ahead and I can do my sound effects, which I have so many more than just an applause. Anyway, so when we get into keys and stuff like that, I'll be switching over here to this, but I'll give you a little bit of a bonus thing at the end of the video. I'll show you a little bit of a bonus thing that takes it from 3 inputs to multiples. Okay, so they have Roland has a streaming switcher that has, like, I think it's 5 inputs, but that streaming mixer is like $5,000. Probably find it used for like maybe 4 if you're lucky, right? But we don't have to go that route. I'll show you at the end of the video, so stick around and you'll get a little bit of a bonus. Alright, so we'll go back to this, and I'll put myself on here, that way you can see that I'm just not, it's not my hand talking to you. Anyway, so what we got for keys here, and right now I've got a key set up to where I've got a couple of them, Anyway, so how you set your keys up, you're gonna push your menu, okay, and then what I'm gonna do right now, instead of having me on here, I'm gonna take myself off, and I'm just gonna go to the video input 2, and then I'm going to my vMixer, and I'm gonna switch over. And I had a little bit of audio problems there, so I'm gonna try to do the best I can. When I switched over to the vMixer, it took away the audio from the streaming mixer, the VR1. Anyways, we can get into some little bit of talking here. So I already had the menu pulled up for, you can see all the video inputs, outputs, scenes, all that good stuff for the menu. Anyway, so we can do with the menu. It's gonna open up there, and then you can go ahead and use this selector dial. You push it down to select whatever that you have highlighted, and then just to back out of it all, you can go menu, and then you can just bring it back up with the menu again, go back into there and get into your inputs, highlight them, select them, any of that good stuff. So whatever you have highlighted, when you push it down, that's going to select it. Video output, I don't mess with that, left default, because that way it can go through my software. The vMix is what I'm using for the interface for the software on the computer. And just if you press in on the selector, then it moves quicker. So if we press hold it, and then it'll move quicker. Anyway, so here's edit scenes. I've got scene A, B, C, and D all set up for my front-facing camera, and then also it's going to be an overlay on my input 3, which is my input 3 is my laptop. That way I can show anything from talking about videos or stuff news related, or if I'm going to be talking about stock trade, stock market, and all that good stuff. Anyways, that way you can see charts and whatnot, any kind of information that I want to pull up on the laptop anywhere, in other words. So you can adjust that all, sizes and all that good stuff, but I'm not going to adjust it because, sorry, I've got it programmed already how I want it. So now you can see where I switched it over to where it's going to be picture in picture. You can see my picture move, the better clear one. You can see it move around from corner to corner inside of the display. And yeah, so then we go ahead, and my last one is going to be picture in picture with my other camera view. And that makes it easier for me to be able to show something like this right now. And then yeah, so that's my selections on that. So you can change it to whatever you want to, and you can change the size of the box. If we want to get into more detailed stuff like that, leave a comment down below if you want me to make a video on all that. That's not a big deal. Scene transitions, I just go to straight cut. That way it's just quick and easy. You can fade it, and you can have so many seconds to fade out to. I just don't use that. So keys, that's going to be your key button over there. You can program it to have 2 still images. You can only use one at a time. So the key source channel right now is image 2, and I'm going to change that to image 1, and then I just do the select again, and that's what I selected. So still image 1. They do have to be a BMP format, so you can't just put JPEG or pings or any of that good stuff. That'd be awesome, but it's a BMP, and then the key color will be whatever color it's going to code out. So if you're going to have stuff with white text, white whatever, then you want to have a different key color than the white. So I got it set to blue, and that way it keys out the blue. Auto switching, I don't really mess with that. I figure it's probably goes with the audio. I'm not really sure. I didn't deep dive into that because I'm just not using that aspect right now. So I just don't really have too much to say about the auto switching. The heads up for the how to make it into 5 inputs is going to be coming up towards the end. So that's where it actually very, very helpful. That way you can see more inputs and everything like that, and you don't have to spend a whole lot of money, which is awesome. That's always a good thing. So we'll get into that in a little bit. Now, going down into audio input, you got your microphone 1, you got your microphone 2, and then the line. The line is going to be over on the side, right? You can see my thumb right now, and then you can see my finger pointing at the RCA jacks, the white RCA jack, and then the red RCA jacks. That's the line in, and that's what, like I said, so HDMI 1, HDMI 2, HDMI 3, and then USB from PC. I don't use that, and then playback. I don't really use that either. I haven't played with those ones. Got it set up pretty much how I want it right now as far as that goes. Audio follows video. Output. Audio output. So audio output I left default because that way it'll go to my streaming. So that's what I want it to go to anyways, or to my capture device, whatever capture software I should say. The vMix right now is what I'm using for that. So that's where I leave it, and that way it can just go ahead and stay like that. But so I'm gonna have to see if let's see, audio follows video. Yeah, well, I don't really, that doesn't pertain to me right now, but it's kind of a cool option. That way when you have multiple on-camera talent, then it'll switch from video with the video. Auto mixing, I don't mess with that, left it. Echo canceller, left that too because I control my room anyway, so don't really need that aspect. It's kind of a cool aspect to have, but I don't need it, so I leave it. Audio effects, that's those buttons up at the top, voice changer, all that goodness. I don't really use it because, like I said, I use my tablet and it works out so much better for me, and you can change those up there, but yeah, I'm pretty worthless as far as telling you how to do that because I bypassed it and have more options. So I don't have much to say about that aspect. So that's that. USB memory, this is where you bring in your images. So you can load your still images, and you can load 2 of them on the mixer itself, and have a still image 1 and a still image 2. But like I said, you have to have a BMP format, and then the name of the file's got to be like 8 characters. So it's really weird, but that's just how it is. So just keep that in mind. I can show you how to do all that as far as make a video for that if you. So now I'm disconnected out of that, and so I'm going to go back to just my main picture here, just to talk for a couple minutes as far as just moments. It's very easy to make your video, your live stream with this unit. It's very quick, very easy. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go to the second view is going to be, now I'm going to move the camera so it's not stationary, and then I want to show you the bonus. So here comes the bonus section now. So like I said, there was 3 inputs, right? So you got your input 1, input 2, input 3. All right, that's cool. You got 3 inputs. That's cool, right? But if you come over here, you can see where my input 3 is actually coming from a switcher. So my switcher there has one in for the laptop, and then the other one comes from another switcher, which I only have 1 input going into right now, and that is for like another little Surface Pro Go tablet that I use for doing like a spreadsheet or workflow. Anyway, so I actually can have 1, 2, 3 inputs for that switch, right? So in essence, it takes my 3 inputs, okay, it actually takes it and it makes it into 5 inputs, because I have to have 1 input on this other switch for my other switch. So I could have 2 inputs here, and then I can switch it and I can actually have to where I've got 5. All right, and that was these switchers here. It's super cheap, super cheap. So then that way it takes this $700 setup and it makes it pretty much the equivalent without some of the other bells and whistles that they have on that that $5,000 streaming switcher. But it takes this one here and it goes from 3 inputs to 5, which is awesome. So yeah, there's a little bit of a bonus, right? So for $800, I have it to where my 3 input switcher is now a 5 input switcher. And I say $800 because I found the Roland on eBay for cheaper than the link below. As far as if somebody just wants to get a brand new one off of Amazon, there's a link down below, and you can get one for about $1,100, almost $1,200 after taxes and everything like that. It's probably right around there. Or you get lucky enough and you find a refurbished one from somebody that is qualified to actually work on them. You get it cheaper. Maybe get a used one, maybe cheaper, if they're out there still. But so that's my little go-to as far as the Roland. I didn't cover the audio stuff too much as far as let's go ahead and we'll switch over to this. So we'll go one more time, right? So we got your USB stream. That's for the volume out to the device that's recording it, or you're streaming from, as far as like your computer and stuff, right? And then or OBS type of software. And then this is like headphones in or whatnot. There's a headphone jack over on the other side. Then this is your main volume. So that's where your mic and your line in and everything happens from. But you know, I just don't have my tablet on, or I can turn it on. Yeah, it takes too long. Anyway, so I'll go into that in another video and show you how you can go ahead and use a tablet, and which is this is an old, super old tablet. This is like dinosaur mode. Anyway, so I'll switch over to this. But this is my tablet that I use for my sound effects, and it is a Motorola Zoom. If you know about tablets, you know this is like pterodactyl stuff right here. This is dinosaur mode. But you know what? With the app that I have for my sound effects, it works for what I need right now until down the road that I can upgrade that. So I repurposed that booger and put it to work. And instead of having 3 to 4 audio effects, I actually have, I don't know, I think it's probably like at least 12, maybe even 16 sound effects that I can go ahead and push at a button. And I'm kind of I'm constantly figuring out things to make this more workable. So I'm gonna actually have more space over here, and I'm gonna have my I'll go to the other camera, that way you can see what I'm talking about too. Then, so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna have right in here, I'm gonna have on an arm the tablet. That way I can deal with sound effects here a little bit easier, or position it over here a little easier. That way I can still look at the camera and still be able to go ahead and still be making eye contact, and then still be able to look at the corner of my eye and be able to hit sound effects and stuff like that, right? And then also I'm going to have my display monitor, which that's my display monitor for the menu, but right now I have it plugged in. The menu outline is plugged into the computer. That way I can make it to where you can see it without me having to have like three cameras hooked up. But because my other camera is stationary over there in the corner. But then you can see where I can still keep my face contact, my eye contact with the monitor, and then also I have a tablet up there, a Surface Pro Go, on there as well for notes, or for voice activated for voice activated teleprompter that you can access through Google Chrome, and that way I can have a script up there if I want to, and I can go ahead and be able to read off the script, or have notes on there that I want to talk about something, then they're on my teleprompter and I can see that and look like a professional and be able to see the camera, right, and still make eye contact without looking down at my notes or trying to memorize something, and not, and then you see even more jump cuts than what I do already. Anyway, so that's the setup right now. A lot of this stuff is already down in the description below with links. If there's something on here that I didn't have a link to, then go ahead and leave a comment below, and I'll put a link on there. That way you can actually find that as well too. So that, I hope that helped a little bit with as far as the Roland VR-1HD AV streaming mixer, and then also the bonus of getting more inputs. I hope that really helped, because I don't know how many people actually did that, but I'll tell you what, I did it and it was easy, and I was like, wow, this is so simple. I could just add it for on the cheap, you know, for 50 bucks more I can have 2 more inputs instead of you know, $3,000 more. I have 2 more inputs. I'll pass on that. I can use that other $3,000 for stocks. Oh, please, I can make more money out of that. Anyways, so yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and like I said, if you have any kind of questions about some of the other equipment that I have, then go ahead and leave a comment, and I'll get back to you and be able to let you know what I got and where I got it at, and you know, then we can find it. So hopefully this is helpful. That's the most important thing. And if you watch this long, well, bless your heart, because I talk a lot, and yeah,